In this video, we will be looking at some more expressions which contain reciprocal trig functions. The reciprocal of sine is cosecant, the reciprocal of cosine is secant, and the reciprocal of tangent is cotangent. Take a moment to copy these down in your notes. When you're ready to continue, press play. Now our first example on this video is evaluate secant 10 pi over 3 plus cosecant of negative 7 pi over 2. So our first step is to draw our reference triangles. Ten pi over 3, whenever our radian measure has a denominator of 3, we're looking at a reference angle of 60 degrees. So we need to determine which quadrant our reference triangle needs to be drawn in. I like to count, so I have 3 pi over 3, which is 1 pi, and then 6 pi over 3, and then 9 pi over 3, and then one more, 1 pi over 3 puts me in quadrant 3. You can also think of this as 3 1/3. So it's 3 semicircles and then a third of another one. Any way you do it, you need to make sure that you get in the correct quadrant. But my reference angle is 60, and for a 60-degree reference angle, my side opposite is root 3, my side adjacent is 1, my hypotenuse is 2. Both of the legs on the triangle are negative because they're left and down. Now for this one, my denominator is 2. That means I'm on an axis, and this is a quadrantal angle because pi over 2 is 90 degrees. And I have a negative angle also. So I'm going to be moving clockwise around the quadrants. So a negative 1 pi over 2, 2 pi over 2, 3 pi over 2, 4 pi over 2, 5 pi over 2, 6 pi over 2, 7 pi over 2 puts me on my positive y-axis. Whenever we have a quadrantal angle, we just put a point there and then determine the values of the three variables. So x is 0 at that point, y is 1, and r is 1. Once you have your reference drawings, then you can think about reciprocals. Secant is the reciprocal of cosine. So cosine is negative 1 over 2 because it's adjacent over hypotenuse. So I want the reciprocal of negative 1 over 2, which will be negative 2 over 1. It's right there. And then for cosecant, I need to think about sine. Sine is y over r, which is 1 over 1. And then the reciprocal of that, which will be my cosecant, is still 1 over 1. So basically I have negative 2 plus 1, which gives me negative 1. Alright, in example 4, I want to evaluate the cotangent of 17 pi over 6 minus root 6 times the cosecant of negative 9 pi over 4. So 17 pi over 6 is 2 5/6. So we can think of that as 1, 2, and then 5/6 is going to put me in quadrant 2 with a reference angle of 30 degrees. If my reference angle is 30, the side opposite is 1, the side adjacent is root 3, and the hypotenuse is 2. Remember that this one is negative because it's to the left. Now a negative 9 pi over 4, that's 2 1/4, but it's negative, so I need to go a negative 2 pi, which is a complete revolution, and then another fourth. And when my denominator is 4, I have a reference angle of 45, so my sides of my triangle are 1, 1, root 2. Remember now this guy is negative because it goes down below the x-axis. Right. Cotangent is the reciprocal of tangent, so I need to think of the tangent of this reference angle. Tangent would be 1 over a negative root 3, so the reciprocal of that would be a negative root 3 over 1. Which I've written there. I have a root 6 coefficient in front here, multiplied by, and then my cosecant is the reciprocal of sine. So my sine on this triangle is a negative 1 over root 2. So the reciprocal of that will be root 2 over negative 1. Now we know that root 6 times root 2 is root 12, and that needs to be simplified because we can change that to the square root of 4 times the square root of 3. Square root of 4 I know is 2, so this then root 12 becomes 2 root 3. Notice the two negatives here became a positive. So I have negative 1 root 3 plus 2 root 3 gives me root 3.